We can now give you a live look at New York City. Britain's King Charles III and Queen Camilla will be arriving here later today. Slightly cloudy now. This is part of their 4-day state visit to the U.S. Yesterday, King Charles addressed lawmakers in Congress, becoming only the second British monarch to do so after his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. In his address, the King noted deep ties between the U.S. and the U.K.
The U.S. Supreme Court Historical Society has calculated that Magna Carta is cited in at least 160 Supreme Court cases since 1789, not least as the foundation of the principle that executive power is subject to checks and balances.
And later, during a state dinner at the White House, King Charles gave compliments and made jokes about the shared history between the U.S. and the U.K.
On this occasion, I cannot help noticing the readjustments to the East Wing, Mr. President, following your visit to Windsor Castle last year. And I'm sorry to say that we British, of course, made our own small attempt at real estate redevelopment of the White House in 1814.
Bit of a fiery joke there. For more on this visit, we're joined by Roya Nikkhah here in studio. She's the royal editor at the Sunday Times and the co-host of the Royals podcast. She is also a CBS News royal contributor. Roya, welcome. Great to have you here in person.
Great to be here in person.
Speaking to you remotely earlier this week. So that was some standout moments from King Charles III yesterday, emphasizing the Magna Carta to Congress and oversight of the executive. And there's some light jokes last night. What jumped out to you from what the King did say?
Well, I was in Congress for that speech, which was quite a moment, did feel quite historic. And I definitely felt, you know, that the point that you just sort of pulled out about the checks and balances on power, that the Democrats absolutely leapt to their feet and gave a very big round of applause. And it was something that actually Donald Trump mentioned last night in his speech at the state dinner. He did say, he did note that comment to Charles and said, you got the Democrats to sing, and that's not easy to do. So, you know, it was a very measured speech, but there were definitely lines in there. That speech is written by the government. It goes backwards and forwards between the palace and the government. There were things in there the government wanted to say, support for NATO, reminder that the UK, you know, and NATO helped, assisted the US after 9/11. You know, support for our military. Donald Trump hasn't been that kind about our military recently. So it was a warm speech talking about the alliance and the partnership, the special relationship, but also pointing out where we, you know, perhaps some of the things that Donald Trump has said recently, correcting those.
And it's the British way to manage that. So both having the royal family here as non-political representatives of the UK, but as you just noted, making sure to make some points that certainly do have a political goal in mind. One thing the president said last night is that the UK agrees with the Trump position when it comes to Iran and its nuclear weapon. What type of pickle did that put the king in?
It was quite a comment. I mean, we were standing there watching the speech, and he said, you know, Charles agrees with me, even more than I do, that we must never let Iran have a nuclear weapon. The very fact that he said it after their private bilateral meeting, which suggests that Iran was a topic of conversation. We had no readout of that meeting yesterday. You know, and the palace have been very, I would say, a little bit nervous about anything like that coming out. That said, we had a very quick, you know, the UK press were like, wow, OK, that's he's gone off the cuff there, and he's trying to basically say that Charles backs him on Iran. Buckingham Palace said, you will know, of course, the King is fully aware of the UK government's position on, you know, and being anti-nuclear proliferation. So they've tried to calm that down. But again, it's one of those off-piste moments from Donald Trump that can sometimes put the monarch on a sticky wicket.
Which they would have likely expected, the president known for that. We know you're here in New York because the King will be coming up here to New York today. So we'll keep an eye out for you as part of our coverage. Roya, thanks so much.
Pleasure.